easy go.
Right guys, this is going to be a Nightfall solo for the Savathuns, not Prestige. Maybe do those later on, but we'll start off with the basics. This is it's not so much a speed run because you can't really speed run solo Savathuns. Not like this. Not with the I'm thinking of one class you could do with, but I'm starting with the Titan as I always do. So this is more of just how to solo Savathun song because it is the hardest Nightfall to solo, apart from Exodus Crash. Exodus Crash has been out of the rotation for a long time, so as of now it's still the hardest solo to do. So it's a long it'll take you a long time. If you want to solo it, you got to put the hours in to do it, because that's what we done back at vanilla launch. You had to put the hours in to it. It's very skilled. You've got to be very skilled to. Not only that, you've got to practice it. You ain't gonna do it in 2 goes. Your first Savathun song, I guarantee you will not solo it. You're gonna have to practice each segment. If you wipe at a certain segment, just keep going so you practice the boss part, the 2 ogre room. You need to practice each section. So for the Titan, we'll be running Striker, Double Pulse, Top Tree, Rally Barricade. You don't need Towering. As for weapons, you could, if you want, run Double Scout. I used to like doing that, Nameless and Mananan. That's definitely a decent loadout. Or I prefer now just Devils, Mananan. I've got both ranges covered. And Warcliffe Coil. Warcliffe Coil is very valuable in this Nightfall because it can one-shot a lot of Red Bar Knights. There's a lot of Red Bar Knights in this. So it's the best power weapon for this Nightfall, I would say. Up until the boss, we'll be switching between back and forth for ammo. And for armor, Skull Fort is very valuable for the boss, and just right the way throughout, to be honest. Pulse nades are very strong in this Nightfall, and if you can get them back quicker, then that's really good. So that's the best exotic you can probably wear. You just need to know how to use it. This is my Striker set, a combination of kinetic reloader mods with arc mods, not very important. And that's the build. It's on with the run. So you can immediately spawn your Sparrow on this section. I'm sure this is well known, like these guys are doing. Just make sure you don't fall off like that. And the Sparrow through right into this point, and just make your way up there. Now you can rally a public event and it'll give you full heavy. I could have done that, but I didn't bother. So I only have 2 coils, so I want to kill these 2 guys. If you were to avoid them and run past them, they can flank you. On solo play they will. So I would advise killing them. You can run past them though. So now we're dealing with like 6 acolytes, a wizard. Try and clear out all your acolytes first. They will hide, which can be annoying at times. If they do hide, just take a different angle. Once you've cleared out most of the acolytes, rush the wizard with coil. Now for this next section, it's split into 2 phases. There'll be one phase with a witch, thrall, and there'll be a second phase with 2 knights and a lot of adds. So I come to this wall here, and I focus the wizard. So just keep rallying, automatic reloads, and just scout her down. Once she's down, you'll have a load of thralls stuck on this wall. They're easy kills, you can see. And then you sometimes have a couple of thrall left over. Now, for this section, one of the knights we're going to spawn kill. So come up here, onto this little rock, and coil spawn him. It's important that you look up where he is, because that just makes your life so much easier right now. So now all you have to deal with at this point is basically the acolytes and some thrall. If you are ever really weak and you think you're going to die, just use your barricade. Feel free to use pulse nades during this. Before we open the door, you can have no pulse nades left, it's okay. We will need pulse nades back, but we'll easily get those back because of Skull Fort. So you've been over this side of the map, all the ads group up very nice. Like really nice. Once all the ads are down, there's one more knight that you need to kill. And you can just easily one-shot him with coil. Notice I have coil equipped while I'm picking bricks up, because it's perk, automatic reloads it. For this section you have two phases of thrall. This is where we get our pulse nades back. For this next room, there'll be an ogre and two knights. Required for this room, you need a good amount of coil, a super, and two pulse nades. So I jump up in the air, pulse nade first to stagger the ogre, shoulder charge into him, pulse nade again, and then just keep slamming. He should then die off all of that. If you're weak like I was, retreat, and then coil both knights. You don't have to save your coil like you think. You'll get. There's lots of points within this Nightfall where you'll refill back on heavy. Plus, you're getting heavy, you know, constantly. So I've got 5 coil. I've got more than enough. You could leave that room with 3 coil, and it wouldn't matter, or 2. Because this next room, you'll have 4 acolytes that are mages. So it's an opportunity to fill back up on heavy. Even if you had 0 coil, it wouldn't matter. Although it does help to have at least 1, because then you can just coil them. You could run past them, but they, like I said, they can flank. So I just like to get into the habit of killing them. This next section, we're going to need a double pulse again. So that's the first thing. Before anything, I'm thinking about a pulse nade. I was trying to get the acolytes weak, so I could get the kill, but it didn't matter. Still got my double pulse. Once you've got your pulse nade energy, start working on acolytes. Don't touch the wizard. Sometimes there'll be an acolyte hiding behind the wizard. If that's the case, leave him, because you're risking waking the wizard up. You don't really want to do that. Explosive rounds as well can wake him up easily if an acolyte's like close. Once all the acolytes are down, coil the wizard, and then pick up the relic, double pulse the floor. Stand where I am as well, it's important to stand there. Check the health. If you can, do a coil, because that's random. Sometimes the double pulse will kill the knight, sometimes it won't. Check that the area is clear, which it wasn't. Once you think it's clear, pick up your relic and take this route. These pillars will kind of block the blasts, and then come to this pillar. See, I missed an acolyte, so if there was more, I'd just do this as well. Just drop the relic and kill him behind this pillar. Once you've done that, you can successfully get the slam, no problem.
Hello, is anyone in here? We're here to help. This doesn't add up.
This next room, we're going to come to a couple of acolytes and a knight. Now I've got, if you're like me and you've got a lot of coil, which you probably will have, just be aggressive with coil here. You can shoulder charge an acolyte as well, because you notice I've only got one pulse nade. We need a super and double pulse for the 2 ogre room coming up. You could probably get away without shoulder charging, but done so anyway. Try to kill all your acolytes first, and once they're dead you can focus the knight. A little handy trick with knights is if you take their arc shield down, they are likely to do a shield. And you can then coil them. They're vulnerable then. Vulnerable to coil. Now this 2 ogre room, this is the risky part of the whole Nightfall, I would say. It's really risky. So what I was starting to do, experimenting with, I put on a linear here. So obviously we've got some coil. And then just use it for this first ogre. Stay in this room. Don't even step out of the room at all. Now the ogre will hide, yes he will, but if you just keep shooting his arm, after so long he'll step out for you. So now we can just whip, get his HP down. Do not kill him though. It's important not to kill him. So just get him one shot. Make sure you've got some linear left if you're going to be like me. You could snipe if you wanted to, alternatively. Once you've done that, make your way around this section. Like I said, don't kill that ogre unless you've made the job a lot harder. You come round here. The ads won't get you if you're agile enough. Come to this little ledge and jump up the top. If you've done that, you can use a linear to finish him. Immediately turn around and get a couple of shots into this ogre. If he starts to target you like that and then run down the stairs, let him do it. Just let him do it. I'll just put a couple of shots into him and then come back. Now his AI done something different. He went to the top. For me, the last good couple of runs he's been going close to me below this tower, which meant I could super him easily. But he hasn't done that, so I had to change the plan. So if he comes close to you, use a super, slam down below. If he doesn't, then just do this. Double pulse him from a distance, hide behind your barricade. He'll sit in that. Notice I'm really weak. But you can use a super to kind of get through. So this super is just to get the damage resistance and to get through easy.
I don't know how much more my ghost can take, and I'm running out of ammo.
There's a bit of RNG with that second ogre sometimes. With this room, watch the mages and come to the back of the room. Also, try and swap to coil when you can, when it's safe, and just take these out from a distance. So this is one of those rooms where you fill back up on heavy. Which, yeah, there's a couple of points in this Nightfall when that happens. Once all your acolytes are down, swap, like I was saying, to coil, and then take the crystals.
I can't believe I was so cavalier about
this next room, you need to follow this route. Kind of exactly, if you want to just get it, you know, over with, because this is also another risky part. It's risky, but if you know what you're doing, it's okay. Just got to be quick. So kind of stay right to this side, this building, shoulder charge round the corner, have coil ready, use a coil and a pulse nade for this middle section. It'll help clear out things. Come to the back of the map. Build up momentum and start shoulder charging all for all. This will build back your your pulse nade energy, and it also clears the fallout really quick. Once you've done that, make sure your core's loaded, because there'll be more than likely a knight alive. He's worth using a coil on, because he's just annoying. Because you have to come back sometimes for the relic. Once that's done, picking up the relic starts the next next wave of ads, sorry. So now you're just working from kind of here. Jumping over the exploding thrall will make them explode, so that's also a good strategy. Just jumping over them. Try and take out all the acolytes first, because there'll be a knight there, so don't kind of rush him until it's a bit clear. Once it is, you can feel free to coil. My coil didn't do as much damage. If he starts putting his shield up a lot, use another coil or pulse nade him. Because you can pulse him, because you'll get this opportunities to get your nades back. Before you go into this room, shoot the bomb. That'll weaken the acolytes, and therefore I can use shoulder charge to get my nade back. Now there'll be 2 acolytes and a major. I was trying to proc his shield, so shoot his arc element down, and then you do his shield. Sometimes watch these traps, you can't get caught in them. Sometimes they can be awkward like this. Just be patient. That's where the arc comes into benefit. Also, I didn't want to waste too much coil with him, because you do want a good bit of coil going for this next bit. So go back for the relic again. Reason being is it's going to spawn in the next wave of ads, which is 3 ogres and a load of acolytes. As you can guess, the ogres, they're not red bar, they're not orange bar, but the red bar ones, but they are a priority. And I'll try juggling the relic if you can as well. So if there is an ogre like there was, like right at the front there, try and coil him. Sometimes the ogres are in different locations. Also, you've got a super to burn as well, so when the area's not too dangerous, you can slam. Just clear out what you can. As soon as your super's up, go back for the relic, because that's when it'll be just about to expire. Now once you've done that, there'll be an ogre in this far room. It's good to pulse nade in there just to clear it out. Sometimes if your pulse nade's in the right spot, you can kill the ogre with it. If the acolytes do rush it as well, like they did with me, you can pull back if you need. Just be important that you're not rushing that door too much where the streakers are actually getting you all the time. You do need this room clear really. If you want to be absolute safe with it, make sure you get the dunk, you need the full room clear. Sometimes it can be annoying where the ads hide. Be aware of your relic as well if you are juggling it. I know there's like 2 acolytes there, just be observant what's left. Looks like the room's clear. Once you think it's clear, just do one last check. As you see, there was 1 more acolyte. Yeah, but once you think it's clear, go to the back of this map. This will turn the shriekers off, which again, it's just about being safe. And then you can rush the room. I like to rush this left pillar. You can do with the right side if you want. Come to the middle of the pillar, wait for your health regen, and you can wait until the shrieker stops. But I'm kind of impatient with it, so I just go for the dunk anyway. I did make a video about how you can survive it, but for a normal solo run, it's actually beneficial just to get the wipe, because as long as you do get the dunk, then it's fine, because it'll spawn you at the witches, so that's good. That's no problem.
Getting a little dicey down here.
Be careful with how much coil you use. I had 2, so that's fine, because I get 2 bricks back.
No.
After the witches are dead, you need 2. They give you 2, so
we just need to use crystals to short out the summoning.
it's fine. Once you've done that, switch to your
If there were any powered crystals
rocket
in here.
launcher,
You're right. There is a way out of this.
and you can run through this section.
What is it?
Embrace the praxic
A
fire.
couple of people ask me why I don't use Sins of the Past. I don't use Sins of the Past because Sins of the Past is a rocket launcher that's better on ads not on bosses. It's good on a boss, but Curtain Call is better because it has a quicker fire rate, has more velocity, and people say about the clusters being more narrow. I don't know about that, because people have tested and shown that the cluster bombs are exactly the same. So the one thing I definitely know is the velocity and the rate of fire is better in terms of rally, rocket, shooting. Since the passage is slow, better on adds because of blast radius, but that's not what we're using a rocket for. So we immediately rally on top of this rocket, shoot the crystal, and double pulse first. Do 2 rockets here, and then hide behind your barricade. The boss will teleport, and then 3 rockets on this phase. As soon as you've done your 3 rockets, get out the way, and there'll be a load of thrall for you to start shoulder charging. Build up your pulse nade again. By the end of this, you really want again another 2 pulse nades, which you'll get easily enough. There's more than enough thrall for it. Trying to go where the boss is. I know the boss is closed, but there's a lot of ads over there. That's where our super's going to come into play. Keep shoulder charging until all the thrall are gone, really. Once you've done that, swap to coil, do it in cover. And kind of wait for your health. And then we're going to super. This is important that you leave 1 knight alive. You need at least 1 knight alive. Don't kill all 3 knights unless you've just made it harder for yourself. I like to switch to my heavy right away so it's done. And now you can start working on the remainder of the ads. So yeah, the point of it is if you kill all the acolytes first, then that's all done, and then you can kill the knight. If you kill all the knights first, the boss will open up and you'll have acolytes on your back as well. Throw in the solar nades, you don't want that. So you need all acolytes killed. Because obviously we're going to do another damage phase with rockets. So we don't want to take any damage while we're doing that, really. Or the minimum. Just kind of get your knight weak. Once he's weak, you can kind of jump up on this speaker, which I like to do, because you'll have a load of thrall rush you, but they can't really hit you if you're on top of here. Do your rally, double pulse the boss first, and then put in 3 rockets, and then hide. Boss will teleport to the back of the map, quickly do 2 rockets and jump off. And now you can start regenerating health and your pulse nade again off the thrall. Now this is probably the longest ad phase. There's going to be 3 ogres and a load of acolytes. If you stand back here, the ogres won't fire at you. So same with the night phase. You need to make sure 1 ogre is still alive. If you kill all 3 ogres while the acolytes is alive, then you're gonna have the boss firing at you. You're gonna have acolyte solar nades at you. And also, don't be so lucky that that happens all the time. I don't know why the ogre fell off. That doesn't usually happen. Try and clear out what you can. If you've got more thrall rushing you, again, the pulse nade energy is handy. And what you'll find as well is you'll think there's not many ads up. Like right now, it doesn't look like there's a lot of ads, but they're all hiding, so you've got to push up a little bit just to make sure. But you can't be leaving any acolytes alive. Be aware of where you killed the major as well, because that's obviously where your brick is. So you're going to need to put coil back on as well. Be wary of this ogre as well, because there's certain places where he can melt you. If you go where I usually go, you should be okay. Now I knew there was one acolyte still alive somewhere, which was annoying me. I wanted all the acolytes dead. Sometimes they can be hard work where they just keep moving around the map. The main thing is just not to be killed by the ogre. Once we kill this acolyte here, we're going to go back to the old Grey Speaker again, and you're going to get the ogre one shot, weak, don't kill him, just get him weak, and that'll enable you to get damage in on this next phase, because this next phase is dangerous. It can be dangerous if you're slow with your damage, because he'll do his Nova Bomb attack, but you can negate that. You can make it so he doesn't even have chance. You can do a quick rocket. For whatever reason that missed, I'm sure that hit him, but whatever. The double pulse him straight away when he goes to mid, and do a good couple of amount of rockets. If you do a load of damage like me, then you'll negate the attack, and that helps. You'll then go to the back of the map and you'll have a load of thralling, so it'll be another phase where you just shoulder charge and a load of thrall again, building up your pulse nade energy. There'll be a wizard in middle, but they'll be sleeping, so you can kind of leave the wizard for now and just concentrate on the thrall, because the boss is still shooting at you as well. If you notice I had one rocket left, and if you do as well, save your rocket for the wizard. One rocket, a couple of prime shots will kill the wizard. That wizard obviously was a major as well, so that means she'll have a brick for me. Just keep an eye on your radar as well. Like that, I knew there was more for all to come. So what I'm wanting to do, I'm wanting to swap, but don't swap when there's a load of thrall around you. So make sure you pick up the brick and you pick up the relic, two things. As soon as you've done that, this is a safe place. There's various locations on the map to do it, but I like to do it here. I like to get my ammo sorted straight away and then concentrate on both witches. Don't leave the witches alive and try to do it, because they'll just kill you. I like to concentrate right, left, doesn't matter. Make sure you're in cover while you're doing it. Once they're dead, grab your relic and go for the dunk. Just be careful while you're dunking it, because he can still kill you. As soon as you've done the dunk, immediately barricade. If you have got double pulse, which you should have, double pulse first, and then just rocket away. That's more than enough to kill him. And that's basically a guide for the Titans, which, as I said, is the easiest class. I would say Hunter's the next, Warlock probably the hardest class to do it on. So, anyways, that was just a quick guide for you, just showing you how to, all the strats, just the basics on how to do it. Thank you for watching. Thank you.